As the world decries the mass starvation in Gaza and after France declared to recognize Palestinian statehood, Britain followed suit.
Our goal remains a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable and sovereign Palestinian state. But right now, that goal is under pressure like never before. I've always said that we will recognise a Palestinian state as a contribution to a proper peace process at the moment of maximum impact for the two-state solution. With that solution now under threat, this is the moment to act. So today, as part of this process towards peace, I can confirm the UK will recognise the State of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire, and commit to a long-term sustainable peace, reviving the prospect of a two-state solution.
US President Donald Trump, who was in Scotland on his way back home, said Britain's decision was surprising.
Can we ask about that, please? On Gaza, Keir Starmer has just announced the UK will recognise Palestinian sovereignty in September if Israel does not commit to a ceasefire, ease the suffering in Gaza, and commit to a long-term solution that would deliver the two-state solution in the Middle East. Did you know that was coming?
No, we never discussed it, surprisingly. It was never really discussed. Maybe a little bit at the news conference, but he was sort of discussing it with you. We never did discuss it, and we have no view on that. We're going to get a lot of money to the area so they can get some food.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned Keir Starmer's decision and said it rewarded Hamas' monstrous terrorism and punishes its victims. United Kingdom's Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, David Lamy, during a high-level international conference on the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution, urged Israel to end the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. It also asked Israel to commit to a long-term and sustainable peace.
We will do this unless the Israeli government acts to end the appalling situation in Gaza, ends its military campaign, and commits to a long, sustainable peace based on a two-state solution.
Echoing its allies' condemnation of UK's decision of Palestinian statehood, the US State Department said the UN conference on a two-state solution will embolden Hamas.
The UN is serving as host to an unproductive and ill-timed conference on the so-called two-state solution in New York City. This is a publicity stunt that comes in the middle of delicate diplomatic efforts to end the conflict in Gaza. Far from promoting peace, the conference will prolong the war, will embolden Hamas, and reward its obstruction and undermine real-world efforts to achieve real peace.
During his visit to Scotland, Trump stated that there was real starvation in Gaza. This, he said, after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisted that there was no such thing.
There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza. We enable humanitarian aid throughout the duration of the war to enter Gaza. Otherwise, there would be no Gazans.
We're going to be getting some good, strong food. We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that.
He also said the US will set up food centers in Gaza, though he blamed Hamas for stealing the food. He, however, suggested that Israel will run these food distribution centers. As voices grow against Israel's inhuman treatment and aid blockade, Israel has taken steps to ease aid access to Gazans. The Jordanian armed forces carried out their third round of airdrops to deliver humanitarian and relief aid into Gaza. This is the third airdrop in 3 days, consisting of food supplies, canned goods, and baby formulas, along with canned sugar and rice. The United Nations World Food Programme could officially declare a famine in the Gaza Strip unless conditions drastically improve.
Enough with this humiliation. Just go back to the first old way so that we take with dignity. This parcel comes to us and it's not even worth us running after it and dying. Fall on the people's tents, their homes, people fighting each other, holding knives. It is not worth it. If it was worth it, we would ask you to, yes, drop. But no, we are totally against this. I'm talking on behalf of myself and the entire Gaza Strip.
The Nasser's Hospital Child Malnutrition Ward is one of only 4 centers left in Gaza able to treat the most dangerously hungry children. Though Israeli officials claim that most of the death is not due to starvation but pre-existing illness, the hospital says that the malnourished children don't have any pre-existing health issues. Mahashweta Lala, Bureau Report, India Today.